I was talking to this woman Saturday, and she's really struggled to sustain weight loss over the last 10 or 15 years or so, ever since she hit 40. And she was telling me over 10 years she's done a lot of Beachbody stuff. She had one of her friends who became a coach with Beachbody, and she's like, it works. I like this stuff. I do the whole thing. I order their products and do their workouts and all this. And she's like, when I'm really consistent with taking the products and really involved with everything, I do well. But then as soon as I stop taking the stuff or stop being consistent, I fall off track. And what she means by that is like, say she's traveling for a couple weeks and doesn't, buy the products and stuff, right? Or, 1 month she's just like, I just don't want to spend, $300 or $400 a month on this stuff, which she said that she does once in a while here. And I was talking to her, and she's lost and gained the same 20 pounds for 10 plus years now, and could never just keep it off for longer than like 6 to 12 months. And she's very frustrated by it. And, she said that, or she was talking, and I was like, yeah, and plus you spent 40 grand over 10 years on this stuff. And it was kind of like this weird silence. And she's like, no. I'm like, yeah, stop and think about it, right? You said you were spending $300-$400 a month. A couple months a year you wouldn't do it. So let's call it 400 times 10 months. That's $4,000 a year. $4,000 a year times 10, that's 40 grand. Tell me what I'm missing. And it was, I think she was pretty sad about it when she stopped and thought about it. And she kind of justified it. She's like, well, I don't know if it's quite 400 a month. And usually it's like 7 or 8 months. I was like, okay, cool. Let's split it in half. Let's call it you spent 20 grand over 10 years. And she's like, okay, fair. My point of this is the average person, this is the average. The average person will spend over 6 figures in their lifetime on health, fitness, and wellness stuff. And the reason they do that is because they lack the ability to do it on their own. They have to rely on external factors, whether that's boot camps, trainers, supplements, products, what have you. And you might be sitting there and saying, Bo, there's no way. Well, I have a study and a graphic on the next slide that you can check out. And again, that's just the average. Like, maybe you're like, Bo, there's no way. It's like, okay, well, maybe you spent 50, 60 grand over your lifetime. Or some of you out there probably spent 200,000, right? My point is a lot of people waste a lot of time and money on stuff that don't actually fix the root of the problem. It's like all these pills. It's like even going under the knife. I've had clients that I spoke to that had, spent thousands on weight loss surgery 10 years ago, and they dropped a whole bunch of weight, and then it comes rip-roaring back at some point. So my point is over the long run, when clients come into our program, we don't just boss them around and tell them what to do, but truly give them the education, the knowledge, show them what they need to do themselves so they can go off and live their life and then not have to continue to spend time, energy, money, effort on something like this ever again, and save them hopefully 6 figures in the long run.